What did he say?
Well, it was funny actually because he talked about the complexities of disclosure. He reached out to me through his secretary. I still have the email, and they said, "Mr. Bigelow wants to congratulate you on a job well done." For I know what I saw, and that's cool. I looked up Bigelow, and I kind of knew who. I was like, "Oh, wow." Would Mr. Bigelow like to get together? Yes, he would actually. And so we arranged a time, and I would go to his house, and this is like 2009, probably. And we had lunch together at his house in Las Vegas. And he starts telling me about the complexities of disclosure. Do you understand, kid? Like, the implications, and they're so vast, impacts on organized religion and this and that. And I honestly, I hadn't really thought of the complexities of disclosure. And I was like, yeah, cool. And he's talking about that. And then he goes, yeah, and they're walking among us. And I said, what? And he goes, what do you mean? He goes, I mean exactly that. They're walking among us. Now, I think I took that and I put it in the back of my head because I was like, you know what? That's just crazy. Like, you got to be kidding me. At the time, I don't know. I took it with a grain of salt. Maybe they are. I don't know. I mean, It would be pretty funny if they were, because, here we are looking out across the cosmos for any sign of intelligent life, with all the various NASA programs, looking for water or whatever, oxygen or atmosphere, all these various planets. And it would be funny if they were like right here,
It'd be,
and maybe they are, maybe they are.
Yeah. Well, Hal Puthoff always talks about the UFOs engaging in what he calls signature management, where they control what they sort of look like or appear to be in optical and radar and that sort of thing. And so maybe that's happening with the beings themselves. And so who knows?
One thing that I've learned over the decades is suspend judgment, man. At this point, anything's possible. I don't know what's going on. I would love to know what's going on.
I don't either.
And I want you guys to understand, like, I don't put something out into the public if I don't believe it's highly likely that it happened. I'm not out there just trying to, I really don't. I care about integrity. I care about perception.
You're the opposite of a grifter. Doesn't start valeting cars and then makes the thing on the side because he's so passionate about it. What are you talking about? When there is no market for the thing in the early 2000s.
Like, once I pay back my investors, I always put my films on free platforms. Like,
no,
free.
you just told me before you started rolling, your dream is to buy the phenomenon back. So how are you a grifter? You want to buy your own footage back because that feels more authentic. It's great. Yeah. Anyway. So that's just ridiculous. Sort of. No, but it is these things. Same with this thing in Peru with these mummies. Like, that's sometimes incredible. When the thing is staring you in the face, you think it's too good to be true. But maybe it's just, Jim Semivan, who's very high up at the CIA. He said something. He says, like, most of this stuff is a personal experience.
Yes.
Says most of this stuff is just hidden in plain sight, and that's the conclusion that I've come to. Again, despite my
so funny, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Right?
What? That it's just there. Yeah.
I was at the airport a couple years ago, and I was flying to Arizona for a conference or something, and I get up to the gate, and I was like, shit, I left my sunglasses in the car. It's like, I can't leave without my sunglasses. It's like, I had to go back to security. I go all the way out to the car. My sunglasses aren't there. I was like, crap, guess where they were?
Where?
On my face.
Yeah.
They were right there.
Yeah, sometimes it's just staring
right there.
But what is, did you probe Bigelow more and you say, what did you mean exactly by
I talked about the implications. Well, I did talk about the implications of disclosure, the complications of disclosure a little bit. But in terms of them walking among us, I wasn't ready for it. I honestly wasn't. I was like, who's this guy? I don't know, man. I couldn't dismiss it entirely just because of his position. He's probably invested more money in research with NIDS and OSAP and ATIP and all the various different people that he's worked with. So I didn't categorically dismiss it, but I kind of I compartmentalized it and put it in the back of my head. But as time went by and I learned more about the phenomenon, I started thinking, shit, man, maybe he's right. Maybe they are right here. walking among us. Wouldn't that be funny? It's like, it's right under our noses. There it is in plain sight. And that seems to make more sense to me because a lot of people go, and I get people go, oh, well, you're just, you're concluding, it's extraterrestrial. I was like, no, actually, I didn't say that. And I've never said that. I really don't know what they are.
Well, with the guy who's transporting this being in this, in the military cargo driver or whatever, he goes,
I'll show you the email.
I want to see that email.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
But he says it was, it was told to him, like somebody was questioning him. What'd you see?
Right.
And he says, I don't know what I saw. It was like a burnt human being or something, because he was trying to be coy as if he didn't see anything. The guy goes, it was supernatural.
Yeah, supernatural.
Supernatural, yeah.
I was very funny in the edit room because I edit my own movies, and that line just really stuck with me, and I really wanted it to hit with the audience. And so I did all the subtitles in the film, and I did it at my pacing because I'm a slow reader, and it always frustrates me when I'm watching a film with subtitles when they come on too fast. I'm like, you're going too fast. Slow down. So I tried to do one line whenever I could, 2 lines at most, primarily 1 line. And when it came to super, because he goes, this is Military X, talking about with the general meeting that he had with the general after he'd driven this creature from various places, Humanitas, ultimately Campinas. And he's like, he goes, no, that's not what you saw. What you saw was supernatural. And so I put super, and then a beat later, natural, as he said it on the text. Supernatural. And then the other guy that I work with, Boris, he changed it to have them both come on at the same time. And I went, no, Boris, that was intentional. I want that word because it's memorable, right?
Yes.
It's a moment in the movie. Supernatural.
Yeah. Sounds like a shampoo commercial or something.
Right, yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's sort of remarkable, and we don't know.